Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Traveler Charlie. I'm a non-binary Latinx money coach and business wizard helping LGBT and BIPOC entrepreneurs make money their bitch. And today I want to talk to you about these stock market shenanigans that are going on. As you may or may not know, the stock market has been a roller coaster this week. If you've looked into your investment accounts and had a mini panic attack and seen all reds, seen the numbers down by tens or hundreds or thousands, you're not alone. But I'm here to talk about it and hopefully make you walk away from this conversation with some more clarity. First of all, I am very familiar with the stock market and how it works because I worked for over a year as a stockbroker with Charles Schwab, which is a low-cost brokerage and investment firm. So I am well aware of the fact that the stock market is a freaking roller coaster, and I just want y'all to know the facts about the stock market. First of all, when did it start? It was established in like the late 1700s, established by white slave owning property owners as a way for them to trade stocks and sell bits and pieces of companies or land according to their perceived value. The stock market, I like to tell my clients, it's not real. If people didn't believe that companies were valued, then we wouldn't be investing in the stock market. But hey, we live in a capitalist society. We literally invest in companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook within our retirement accounts because that's just how privatized America is. So you might have seen like the headlines, oh, stock market's down, blah, 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 and people who don't understand how the stock market works are probably freaking out and trying to sell. So I'm here to talk about my mindset as the stock market is not crashing, but has these natural corrections, which means there are dips. Because if it weren't risky, then everybody and their mother would invest in it and there'd be no risk reward for it. So when I was working as a stockbroker and there would be market corrections or market dips, people would call us and ask, oh my God, what's going on? Why is the stock market crashing? Should I sell? And I pretty much had to be the calm in the storm and remind people of their long-term plan. You shouldn't be investing all of your money in the stock market because that shit's up to so many shenanigans. It goes up and down. And that's where it gets tricky. People get overly confident, especially for the last 10 or so years in between the 2008 crash and when COVID was hitting. We had a pretty good stock market. There were some corrections in there, but overall, stocks went up. People who weren't investing felt like they missed out. People who were investing were patting themselves on the back saying, I'm so happy I did that. But what happens when the stock market dips or crashes? There's a saying in Spanish that I am reminded of every time this happens that goes like this. Todos son valientes hasta que vuela la cucaracha. Everybody is brave until the cockroach flies. I don't know about you, but I highly relate to this. We all think that we're so brave and courageous, but as soon if I were sitting in this room and a big fat cockroach were flying, I would lose my shit. And run myself to the bathroom and lock myself in there and probably text Joy. Joy from Built with Joy. But when the stock market's doing great, shit's popping. I'm happy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a boss. Thank God I'm investing in the stock market. But these corrections have happened for hundreds of years, decades, and they're gonna continue happening. So when I checked my accounts today, after 3 days of not looking at them, I was like, what's all this hubbub about? Oh yes, my accounts are down. And then I just placed myself in the mindset of my clients, of people who are not familiar with investing in the stock market yet. And I thought, I'm good. I'm not gonna lose my ish. And you know what's behind the I'm good mentality? is the framing that I'm not depending on the stock market as a source of income. Yes, I do pay most of my bills by selling stocks, but I don't do that at times like these when the stock market's down. I do that when the stock market's doing well, when I have a gain, and I also pay attention to have I owned the stocks for more than a year before I sell them. Because if so, then I will pay less in taxes, at least according to my tax bracket. If you're confused about what the fuck I'm talking about, then we should talk. I'd love to be your money coach. If you're LGBT, BIPOC entrepreneur that wants to get your money right as well as your business right. I can talk about this stuff all day, every day. This morning I woke up and decided I wanted to do a live because everybody's losing their shit and freaking about the stock market. And I'm like, I've been here before. I was there getting trained to be a stockbroker while COVID was hitting and the stock market was legit crashing. Today I looked and the stock market was down about 300-ish points last I checked. When COVID was hitting, that shit was like down 4 times as much in a day. Like trading had to be halted. That's how bad it was at the time. Just to give you some perspective, in March 2020, the whole trading, the stock market was halted. The government has a way to pause trading because it can sense that people are just losing their shit emotionally and freaking out and selling out of everything. And it's not just people. There's computer programs that have their algorithms that say, oh, if these people are selling, when these stocks hit a certain point, then it's these computers and their programs that large companies use to trade that end up having massive repercussions and place massive trades. And that's where the massive sell-offs were seen in unprecedented levels pretty much during COVID. It's not just people like bros sitting in their mom's basement trading. It's these computers owned by these large companies because companies in reality own most of the stock market nowadays. Okay, so just to give you some perspective, this will pass. The stock market will and has continued to crash. And just knowing that, I feel like will make you a little bit less worried every time it happens. When the stock market was crashing and because of COVID, I was salivating because I knew how it worked. I was ready to buy stocks because finally they were on sale to me. And I remember walking home after my shift and somebody at the front desk of my apartment said, Charlie, you work in finance. Can you believe the stock market's crashing? And this is my world, okay? At the time I lived and breathed finance and the stock market. And I said, oh yes, you bet I believe it. And it's about time I'm going in and buying. While everybody's freaking out and selling their stocks at a discount, I'm taking advantage because I have cash on the side. That's the advantage of having cash on the side. When the stock market's crashing, you can still pay your bills, pay for emergencies, have that emergency fund, and if you have any left over, you can take advantage of when the stock market is crashing or dipping, however you want to frame it, when it's low, when it's not as high as it was the day before. So that's the upside of having cash. The downside of having all your money in cash and not investing it all because you don't understand it, don't trust it, no one in your family has invested it before. The downside of having everything in cash is that, at least as of right now, the inflation rate is 7%, which means that your money is losing about 7% of its value. So that's a wake-up call. If you have $100 sitting in cash in your wallet, 1 year from now, that will be worth about $93. And these numbers are magnified if you have tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But that's not flashing in front of your screen every day, right? When you check your accounts, there's no thermometer or button saying, hey, you're losing this cash at a rate of 7% because of inflation, because your money is losing value every single day. No one's talking about that. Everybody likes to invest in Bitcoin and stocks and be Wolf of Wall Street out here. But then when the stock market crashes, the people that are keeping their cool are the ones who understand it. They have cash on the side and they know that it will pass, and they also take advantage of the situation. So I want you to let that sit with you for a second and just know that stock market dips are just a blip in the universe that is the stock market. We're supposed to be investing, in my opinion, for the long term. I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in my 401k, in my Roth IRA, different retirement accounts, but I have not pulled out a cent of that money because I don't want to face penalties, and also because I want that money to grow and grow and grow, tax sheltered as long as humanly possible. It's not going to be when I turn 59 and a half, I'm going to take all that money out. Oh no, because who knows, I might live to be 95. I have no idea. I might be like Xavi Lavargas, like giving concerts in Spain in my wheelchair, because I'm a boss like that, in my late 80s. That's why I'm still going to be investing and treating it like it's a long-term thing. And I'm so proud of myself for investing, even though I've only been doing this for 5 years. When I was 26, I learned what the fuck investing even was and started with a robo-advisor. And now I manage my own investments and teach my clients how to manage it for themselves too. I'm so proud that I did that. Even though I wasn't making a lot of money, the most money I've ever made was $40,000 a year. But what mattered was I was consistent with it. And instead of just buying useless crap, I would invest $50, $20, $100 here and there. And so now I have that money invested. I am taking the money out of my taxable non-retirement brokerage account to pay for my bills, which that's basically my retire early fund. But I'm still bringing in cash. I'm still working. Okay, so I just want to highlight that. The stock market is dipping. The media is gonna yell, oh my God, worst market crash since 1980. No, like I checked the news and was like, why is the market crashing this time? Not because I was attached to that and had the scarcity mindset. I was legitimately curious and I just wanted to see, okay, but how bad is it? And then I read that the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the US, which is an index that people refer to sometimes when they say, how's the market doing? S&P 500 is still up 15% from a year ago. So I hope that that puts things into perspective for you. It's all about understanding that dips and crashes are going to happen. That's why you have cash, an emergency fund on the side to weather the storm. And you got to ignore the news and ignore the noise, what's going on. And when other people are selling and telling you to sell, like, we don't know. These people don't know. I remember a crypto bro showing me his portfolio. It was like $95,000 in April. He showed me his portfolio and told me that I was a conservative investor. I was like, that's you. If you want to invest in that, cool. But I'm going to stick with my stock market stocks and my index funds to spread the risk across and still have cash. A month later, all this crypto was probably worth $45,000. It was like a 50% dip. But are these people sharing you their failures? No, but people love sharing their wins and bragging. So just mind your own business, learn how to invest. If you want to work with me, I am taking clients. I love working with entrepreneurs, LGBT, BIPOC folks in my community. Yeah, just hit me up or book a free sales call at the link in my bio. And let's get to dancing on Zoom together, talking the stock market and our businesses and investing in ourselves. All right, I hope this has helped. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, y'all. Bye.